Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of gold and silver, give you my financial opinion, and we'll jump right into it. So the overall markets, we're down today. The S&P 500, the NASDAQ were down, the dollar up quite a bit today. The 10-year yield also up. So short-term dollar up 0.8%, which is pretty big. And then we've got the 10-year yield coming right up to that resistance line. We'll see what that 10-year yield does. The 10-year yield, in my opinion, is putting pressure on the markets. So when we have large down days in the overall markets, we get kind of a deleveraging event where everything sells off. And sometimes it links like that. Sometimes it decouples. You know, you're never going to know the exact time where everything just decouples and we take off running. But I do think it's at some point. I don't know the exact timing. And I'm going to hold on to all my shares. Now, looking at the physical metals, gold down a little bit, actually holding quite strong, given how strong the dollar and 10-year yield is. Silver coming back a little bit. And then people were FOMOing out of platinum. Now, I hope this pulls back. I want to buy more. I will take as much platinum as people will give at these low $900 levels. I'll keep taking it. So hopefully it keeps pulling back. The mining companies obviously pulled back. So what we saw here, and it's always easiest to see it in the rearview mirror, we broke this downtrend line here. I did not hold. It broke out to the downside. We could see a little bit more downside out of the metals. And what's happening is we're coming down. We're getting these kind of stopping, and the buyers did not step in here. The sellers did in this deleveraging type movement. So we are heading lower. The mining companies heading lower. Could we see support somewhere in this zone? Say something like back here. Very well could. We'll see what happens. If that acts as support, this is a pattern that looks like it's a and then we're going to do like an A, B, C correction, perhaps, something on the lines of that. But that's Karora Resources down today. We've got EXK getting a little bit of a sell-off. Still above the pattern, though. Still above the pattern. We'll see what happens. Fortuna Silver Mines getting sold off. Everything's sold off today. Everything. SILJ selling off above support. GDX selling off back within the pattern. Again, if we can see this come on back to this vicinity down at $30, I am buying more. I'm buying more of a whole bunch of things as soon as we get the pullback and the contraction and a reversal candlestick. Looking at metallic minerals getting a little bit of the sell-off. It doesn't look horrible, doesn't look great. Just kind of gap lower there. Koya just moving sideways, which is basically a win for today's market conditions. Discovery Silver pulling on back a little bit. Sometimes these do like these bounces where you kind of come down, you bounce, and then you go. Again, guys, the short term's the hardest to read. I'm still a bull long, medium and long term. Short term, we're getting a little bit of selling pressure, which I like. I'm actually getting more bullish as things get a little bit worse looking. First Majestic Corp getting the sell off today. Actually, this looked good before it, but the sellers came in here and sold it off a little bit. Newmont getting sold off. This one doesn't look as good as the other ones. What we're doing is we're kind of just stair-stepping lower at the time. Mag Silver getting sold off some. I mean, this looked good before it. This looked good to go higher. The sellers came in and sold it off. Remember, this is only statistical probabilities. We still had a really good setup here. This is a really good setup. Today was just a selling pressure day with the overall market selling off. And everything sold off. Nothing escaped this outside of a few. But little hammer candlestick in the Impact Silver Aftermath. Wow, that's a big bearish piercing. These smaller ones are a little bit harder to read, but hopefully this gets slaughtered way to the downside, and I'll buy it at 5 cents or something for sure, or whatever it bottoms out at. PLG moving sideways. Siboney Stillwater right at that support level. We got Sandstorm Gold getting a little bit more of a sell-off there. Coming back to the resistance area back there, or support area, I should say. Franco-Nevada getting a little bit of a sell-off, just like everything else. EMX selling off, still above the support downtrend line. Teuton Resources selling off. We've got Wheaton Precious Metals selling off back to that support line. Gold Royalty getting a little bit of a sell-off. Everything's selling off. We're right at support for Metalla Royalty. Mavericks Metals right on support. We've got Royal Gold selling off. Cisco Gold Royalty selling off. And then we're coming out of this ascending wedge to the downside for Altius Minerals, just like I thought it might spill out. But that's what we've got. I'm actually getting bullish. I'm excited for platinum. If we can pull back to the low 900s, I will be excited about that. I'm excited. I've been saving up a little bit of money. Haven't really figured out where I'm going to deploy it. Physical platinum's top on my list for one of the things that I might want to do with it. Uranium, if we get a big uranium sell-off too, I'm going to buy a couple more companies there. I'm getting greedy, guys. Not greedy on my returns, but greedy that I want a pullback. So I get excited when things pull back. I don't get excited when things necessarily, moonshot. The faster something goes up, usually it's going to come back down at some point. So you want to kind of just go up slow, get a little pullback, go up slow, get a pullback, and just keep trudging higher, I'll call it. But right now, it does look a little bit weak in this area. And that's good for me. Why? Because I know I'm a believer that inflation's coming. We might have a period between now and we'll call it the crisis of metals in the mid-2020s. There could be a pullback. There could be all sorts of things that happen in between. But I think eventually that destiny will be higher for precious metals, just in general. So I'm remaining positive. And in the short term, if we get pressure to the downside and I see a bottom, it's going to be game on for me. I'm just going to continue to cost average in, beef up the portfolio and more precious metals, because I'm pretty, in relationship to the energy sector, I'm pretty light in precious metals, as those have gone up so much and precious metals haven't gone up as much. I do think the precious metals area will do very well coming up in the future. So I want to beef up that area and get a little bit more balanced portfolio by putting new money in, like shipping and some of these things that are still down, and balance the portfolio out a little bit better than just being a massive oil and natural gas portfolio with some uranium. All right, guys. If you guys like the content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Today, we're going to do our at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you guys want to join us on the Platinum membership, we're doing training on technical analysis. Again, I do more high-level approach stuff. That's what it's going to be, more high-level approach. I'm not getting into the weeds, even though you can use it in the weeds. But that's what I've got. It's coming up at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you guys want to join, become a Platinum member in the description link below, and join the Zoom meeting. And you can join me on that. All right, guys. We'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.